ansana no ma mentiti birthdays in free way mentiti birthdays in free ho inti happy birthday and Koma Lawrence yet I feel show them or to be and Takrade GAF Ghana Armed Forces so a rider or and Lawrence show them and show them that it's your birthday. Why? If you run the UTV ho and Alex said J Dan so also Ghana Immigration Service will come say Alex happy birthday to you. If you papa adofo dance so ho or say nyami insha papa na oma enkwatintin ya ahoden enso ewum and Ebenezer Idrisu Dunkwa Government Hospital eho enawo eben also happy birthday if you amwakohene and rasta or UTV ho and a belated happy birthday and come Mr. Ernest Obeng Etaifro Osofo Oyure Aida Nyantechiwa Frempon or Santa Maria and nkwalani nyina say okunupani ejapa happy birthday nyame shwa ye belated die nanso inshira ne die enkoso anye fresh Mr. Pia wo UTV and so eka ho and akosua echa otre who ye immigration officer onso ne wa wodanti wo fa Frank Apia or ye sports journalist wo kumase o se wo fa se pa happy birthday nyame inshira na o ma nkwatintin ahodin ewom o fa bongo enso eka ho Grace from Poma Oba Grace onso ene ewa woda eninti unuabema teacher kusi awo abisim RC basic school ema happy birthday Grace mama ekua won o say happy birthday nyame shraw na onye o kese oni ofase phone nyina ena Yausafo National Insurance Commission on Sene Wawoda Michael Jare Arafat wo UTV despite media Peace FM OKFM Emma happy birthday afei Mrs. Rosemond Amwakon oni see Wawoda Rose Jumper Cosmetics ano ewo kede achim kede onso happy birthday enkoma ura Jumper woni baby ene nkwada ni nyina se mami ene oyepa happy birthday nyame nhirawo na oma enkwatintin ya ahodin ewom enura na Minister of Energy and Green Transition birthday nti metwe na anadwini nyina no se ya me birthday you cry no I'm nowhere to be found nti Honorable JJ John Jinapo belated happy birthday to you ye hawaye 1 CD levy no aye beka ho asemi ebedura fida bedu birthday we na ni hobi nti happy birthday belated though so bema yenkania no egina so afei happy birthday Nkoma Vida Jemfa o Calvary YPG so we a strong pillar my top and Miss Paulina Kukwa Abledu also a Calvary YPG and our media team emo happy birthday oh dear me nyina mo for Reverend Water Painting belated happy birthday Nkoma Lady Abida Asiedu Baini or Tim Crime Presby Basic School only head teacher work Kwapem North municipality or Eastern region belated happy birthday to you Abida if we KBA and this year 2003 year group eho enti nyame onhira papa na oma enkwatintin ya ahodin ewom menana ba ko tema yesi ene eye minana yi birthday minana kabuki nti mame nto me bo ase na minana santini ya onhyeda enti asantika say gise me webrofo because me so krobo yi mente nti me ba be webrofo ama minana kabuki timunya botre ntwe me na me brofo ma me na kabuki wati ti Michaela Kabuki Kabo, you turn 10 years today. Michaela, happy birthday to you. I pray that you grow in wisdom, in the fear of God, and then in stature. God bless you and cause you to be great and be outstanding in all that you do. From your grandma here, from Mommy, Mrs. Amanda Kabo, and Daddy, Pastor Kabo of Lighthouse Chapel International. And we all love you. And Auntie Portia, your cousins, your grandma, Mama G of Tema Community 4, Philly, we all love you, okay? Then to your cousin Pamela, Nana Amajumo Sapon. Nana Amajumo Sapon. Oh, Sapon Kuma says, oh, Tichi. Nana Amajumo Sapon, you turn 18. You are at Central University pursuing your degree, first degree. Nanama, I pray for God's wisdom, God's guidance and intelligence for you, that you come out with first class and you'll be outstanding in all that you do. So happy birthday to you too, Pamela. Nana Amajumo Sapon of Central University. Simi mi nana anu wie sadia. Ene na brofo no mahwe to kwan so na ene nso ye Tronko clan member baako na Saturday ne ye na woda ono nso ye sofo ba esan ye sofo maame e wo Lighthouse Chapel was painters and enti Mrs. Eugenia you me kai first one no Eugenia Yali Anaman sisi anso aye Mrs. man kan osofo din so a problem aba pacho mo amuni mi mate ya wa ye sofo maami ya sisi ayi owo Zenith Bank yi mesremo mo kan che ni say parables say man happy birthday what say Tronko clan members ni nyina ye man happy birthday na manya ni urabe be chimi dadua say this lady pa now you cry you know me. If you are mentioning my wife's name, at least bring the missus. Sir, forgive me, I've forgotten about the missus. So let me just use Mrs. Eugenia Yali. There's another one of Zenith Bank. Happy birthday, belated though. We love you and we pray that the oil and grace on your head will never run dry. Keep spreading the gospel and keep being God's favorite. So Eugenia, from all of us of the Tronko clan and de Marie Brofo pa. Pacho, I don't know come inside and want some amount for ya nedia and then me obo for ya Miss Samuel and so de Tony Yabusu and then me obo for ya when no birthday week in the no and as Vogue say and then obey me obo for kakra na just me dey or the ashami to Thursday usa and it's atadi utifio ya uchebio we ya pamogana ha Azovog in a pamye, so ne boissy adwidwi, tiene de obofo ya, Azovog na pamasha me kamfuna mau. Se also se photo shoot na wo ye, se wo prepare when we ra birthday ni muti said ye be rabbit ye bua, wo call office, wo ye wa yifro bu person show kente wo bibia, pachoko Azovog, no be sort out. Fe. Ghana ha and one you know Kamasano we and you made in Turkey and you made in London and you made in China and you made in Ghana, proudly made in Ghana. Inti Azufia oye support Azovog why na eyenswa no akoni school of fashion training no na kwajinim die so person ye fashion designer and now ye fashion illustrator or dancer man friend 0244 155 266 0244 155 266. Hey mama say atadi dia ya said the tie dia so hu ye o say je short hair yi fe me say tie no standing na gumachi hwe me biem enne my sachere bene no hwe me agi so hwe me biem hey mama so no oji de sado hey mama dende zinels and beauty wa beautify me wa enhance beauty no ti me kamfo na ma upenwi pa enu ane the hey mama akofanwi na badewa ve eguho se de bia me se onu enwi DSP chese enwi no dosopo ne ho ne sum o sphincters kotobabi eko bankachi ho ape ukwa no wa yo more kakra na afi eno ye hwe ho no wa yo pedicure manicure fe usi forma no wa ba bejo skincare product cosmetics so supplement to uria no akokumanin kente by Z ni designs fe enya asem ketwa na afi hema ma shop no nso nie enie dan kese mienu enwi ne kumwe kwadwo de utu aton ope baako eye the hair mama friend 055 3837 na baby ewu mama na action 1 ye Mr. Emmanuel Elliott downfall of Tema Mco car rentals sisi ayi de action efi yoko ide o te car rentals ho oni brayima o mo hwe car rentals action pacho on kra no mensa aka that's your song nyame hyiraw na me PSA me kwadwo papa bi kwadwo nso nkra no mensa aka president Traders Advocacy Group Ghana tag ai mabakan no ti wa opese o ye me ba bia wo ba agi se wo kwaji permission free kwadwo ho PSA nyame hyiraw ate ye awo ye awo de he anope wa mama wo pawate me da ase nyame hyiraw mu afei ye monkomo nkomo ne sen nkomo ne se wo aid na se no said the Ghanaian Times the abay at aid ad-hoc congregation President Mahama or say yes muzemufuo momompaye e ma sumdwe mra boko any baby bia entokwa amaniti so ewo ho ewie pa nurse for na strike e o man tempaye nurse for strike wonum shase last week GRN for no yesi ebi mu si omo de omo nko minister say oh mo kan strike me kra me see oh me na me ni Ghana me tu kwan mo twɛn me ba minister say before be kan jack nurse for no said da ye ntiase conditions of service ni nya ye be dia ye adwuma minister say mo mra na ye nhi o se wo ba ye no so nurse for no so tu kwan onu ni Ghana wo bedru ye no so nurse for no so tu kwan executives me say oh sister perpetual mo sa entiano pay ye be di ho nkomo ye wie pa 1 Ghana cedi on a liter of petroleum products. Shasi ene 9 June. And one man for say, oh, na kamonya sensitization kakra. Kamon chire mun ka bibi kura an chire ye answer. Na mo gi ade etu mu last week yai and na de shasi aye adwuma. One man for bi no say debi. We die nya de beti ase. Ebi so say no no mu di besiesie ntu be say Mohammed D levy roll out. Oil marketers say no to Jerry or mo ton fan we say Ofa Daily Post so at forcing will use 1 Ghana cedi levy to solve mess NPP left behind Prof Jampo and Agyapong so no enti ayese kan nu fan no ye be die ho enkomo mame and NPP ye de obesi NPP amanyoko nana o ye communication team member lawyer Kwesi Kwatin edi lawyer Kwesi Kwatin akwaba and especially to Chief Alan Chairman saying nana ya support nana akwaba ye twen say ye Emmanuel Anyima ye tafen elembele keke or deputy CEO Minerals Commission so beba abesi NDC amanyoko nana onya ma ye die enkomo na ani fom ewura no mema mo achi o edamase ano pay so
yeah
die ni wa say just who before that you don't see above before
above for Monsorio
again me say the thing you do maybe the Agyapong say maybe say that's now maybe some poma above for Monsorio dey na say ya che ya ta die
and then all my fin you here that no sorry above for pim kutulo
but say above for Monsorio
Debbie, yes, above for Monsorio.
Above me that say what we na ya we nya ka say
but birthday dey wash see
Azel no
wash see because fabric na nkasa so minim say kenteu say
chechere wo mama Azel vogo
and then they be picture
and they be drop so the cameraman is going here
oh they be on phone so mo
it said that the studio 448 East Lagos Bawaleshi and then me ba what me ko studio 448 or East Lagos
Bawaleshi stones now dey go kom no won license
there pills hey
nana ya ase nkomo no chuchu be foforo
you
what started with above for Monsorio okay license and job excavator has
sir what say
oh baby what you chat about
oh me bebusa
there
because who say anasoma de no so gold kakra wo but I know na was here who say bia excavator de ko tu yi
asema making
baby I was here
asoma de no gold room
also a net na she I say good
I say good entu nye sure say good pacho enye good ani
okay all right
any money say
anyway a real money enye excavator mo
abeti na ho te say
Ready do ho ye
e wo anu ayo mu ka
yes so to for babo bia wo ni
na say
chama untimi no nya na bai
obi mo bia di
wa kwesi je na ko fa
untimi debi ono kra
na dey asema dance ni hu di ntwa bi ve na asema na ka na mo sorry every he wo de busa no
amiri mu hu no ayi so
sorry oni dey
social media
men tra ha ma on sere me chairman sa eno no kwa eno no kwa na ache no
onne de ne chipa
so say afo me go
na say debut enye ono nko na yoko for afre no ya friend napo former general secretary defense Jombodu oko yoko be 2-3 times what he did obi enye hu did your friend say other ministers be on my frefre say bi omo ye ko mu fie kura ko fa omo te say professor me papa me ofa professor me yakun fi kura say dede ama ho what you say but nipa dede won ho de yeah, I say you open perfume said
the good thing is that any no a topic for the day. Enti akwasi e matching e bra na ho te saying.
Because akwasi say na say o boy adwuma ma me ni chip.
Any no a topic for the day.
Yeah, no way.
Akwasi won wo so baby a wo twetwe. Akwasi say bibia boko.
Ready do me hu ye pa.
Okay.
But why pa na what had na show so e fe pa.
See your day in the birthday.
Nipa opam ye no wo de ka tell say de miniska da che miniska me chala de.
And any problem but see Thursday in the birthday.
Oh, Thursday in the birthday.
And na next na wa ba unko Thursday wuni ha. Ti Thursday in the birthday.
No crap pa.
Okay. I see. Moi wie, ye nko.
Ai wie nko.
Agadi na ma hu se wo baby awo no hot saying.
Oh, me dey say me fancy.
Oh, I'm fancy.
Okay.
Me wo dedi kan me dey konya bia menya bia me di kan chem se amanyo se mo dey be MPP ni first.
Definitely.
Na on se
obi anim se MPP no dey o ye.
Anu kwenti na mtia.
Yeah.
But say baby a gina pa mi jan ewo MPP ni mo dey me ne Eura Kennedy Agyapong na yede enam e say we bro me wogidie se obetimi age tumi ama 2028 ana oje so a ensem ni ne ho bebre emze mi nuanu nyina e beto ensa from eduru ha ndia ye dem nkomo.
Okay.
TV so dey ntimi nka but we sure say eno so say nkomo ni na ye be di ona is e be na chi amene
ntimi who post bi we say let Ken be Ken. Bibi minimum say interview bi wo say bibi me say kwasi na me mo me de madwen susu say kwasi be wo baabi
no correct
ti afem say kwasi ti dan bi su mi hu ya na court case ni ba wie ye no US asemi one anansi die na kwasi ni afre no say kasamafo na me say
say
surprise.
Well, I will also near so
okay.
And I will help Papa no so. Me de bia me ka say political party ne party amanyosem nyina na nyina aye to me je.
Okay.
Wo vision any philosophy ni ideas a wo bia no. So wo anya to me e be de e be ka dem.
Okay.
And say wo hwe so a e de ya yempo se bia bru 2028 e wa kwoto aba.
Okay.
Na e de ya NDC beba we beba me de misusu se honorable Kenna ohwe from ho na se de do na friend na yede ne kwa obeti magi tumi
ayede o ye kasamafo ana.
Oh yes.
Okay, nya mami musa we over the weekend wa kan bibi se obi a wantimi amfa victory amamo my man second chance na bibi cause articles bi aba fa ho ni ade.
Enkomo na wo twetwe na me mo nyini tiawa because I know say dan kame we know.
Yes.
Ye call ayi wo mampon.
Okay.
So mu say da se bro say bonsu.
Weekend
dinner yes mampon ma weekend dinner ye kana chikra ha. Na final nti ye kochiai. But them say nana hema waje ayi no so we santehini fi ho dia hema na etie ayi na se a oje ayi no oje ntia. Esini na so ha nti nso ma ebe 2 p.m. Say yemra na emecha.
Okay.
But Ken ya na the time ya na usually go ahead of time.
American.
It drew by 11. There's a drew too early.
Relax.
No, but medicine na se ka jam 2.
Okay.
And there's a MP honorable amprechum. No crane TV so papa no na minhia na pen. But minimum so burn ho asesa. Say memu ane nkora wo ho nyina ono na serve obia de plate or glass and so near the watan fee bear that number of hours. Empino.
Okay.
Empino or mampono. And a party for only be a taste can a bat and perchum fear or
okay.
And 1 year so move prior day. Abaho. The bassa a year 7 year and the Minya penny are not on Perunia on a bomb
okay.
The party for no ba. Let us say, in I am caught empty day if you Anna one more empty advices any or no more crowd honorable no can emba no share party for no day on Chiamo. Now, one mamma for one moon ya quenya via na party in common. Until honor the party in common, say it was captured on video and not all the comments that you made. And it's not comment that we will shy away from.
Okay.
Sebio the be America MPP ekua meka se ebia ene na bibia bibi but enka na ye ka party na ho ya kono kese pa ebuo ho for example for party intellectual community we are saying na ye bibi fi na nyade na nyi na intellectual party we are so give you room for criticisms and dialogue and interrogation of nsem obi de eka enche unze Ewura Dr. Bawumia Kennedy ni nua kuma okugina platform so no o ka se o MPP ekuo no kura de do ko first time na mpe bebre no untan wi ni ntie timi do ko bebre initially kura start say obi akwa ni ho a Ghana ho ko first time ayede we need that
okay
and now here chire mu say President Mahama so ko first time President Rollins so the first time and chire wasabe chire mu say there be o kan MPP ayede asem so it was a history that he gave into our reference say Papa Kufo and Papa Kufo so called twice and President Hufo had called 3 times but of course or 4 times oh no was the third one
time here they come
oh they be send there but bottom line is say na argument or build say ampa one also deserve a second chance so now manofo there obi kasa na e ban from musa I think it's an opportunity so be so new team here dey give you the true history or historical account ndi Owura Ken akwanya onya o mampo no I don't know which Zampa, the Owura Dr. Bawumia Kayan, and Okrechudo. There is a context to it, and the context in it, so on more, I am more prenum prensa sunino. It was based on performance. Zakan for Abribia Casa on for Cran Ede, a channel twasso. I know for free, Professor Dubois here. Oh, Professor Dubois here. One more the party by a trap party in the front or Cobagope.
There's no team.
Yes, because on performance. One more time, cried the culture of silence, no money a day, ne military regime, a year campaign to 92 of the Bayern. One of who said the performance and on party for this uniform. President Kufuor, any opportunity to just campaign for 3 months. Now, no, be a busy. There be other near Twaba around April, May now, President Kufuor campaigning for 3 months.
Me who cratchy because
yes, yes.
So campaigning for 6 months.
Yeah, but the point is say, but the point is say, who say you foul your Twaba ma wo kra na fa say Twaba ma wo mayor. Now ka say wo hwe vice. Ye be party for be jatum, ye nyintum, ye de na kwachire ye say ya. What the roughly fan about 3 months, 4 months. So far the 3 months go do be see by September. And it is not also out of place when anybody say in terms of proper campaign and Kasasu see for mono or the bare 3 months. Yes, the only President Kufuor 39% in his first attempt. Very close.
Who said the aspect of financing the party at the time
was
also an issue.
Yes.
What you say? So
completely different.
Kufuor had a special dispensation.
Exactly.
Was not having a movie from culture of silence.
Adeba.
Debbie, Kufuor wants some knocking. Kufuor wants some knocking. And you President Kufuor some na make. President Kufuor some na make.
Ubeyeta hana. Sifia that was it. Na ya na den on kana
me come as
but
na ya kind of say
no me hu ni ntia wakofa wabam
but na ya kind of say no correct say even Kufuor time no financing regime no was completely different but I don't even want to go into the details of the dynamics but me this
o candidate in the point in
yeah me na me dey but was one lay foundation to send him yes still no President Kufuor was still able to pull 39%. Then, the party for said no. Papa with 3 months will pull it.
Yes,
with 3 months will pull it 39%. There's a BB a day.
Okay.
And that one more aside than the buyer. After 2,000 obey the open winning. And President Kufuor them said that on the first time crowd. The highest officer I know a D. Ewo Omaimu was the Minero Cell State. No, now Kwenya to campaign for himself about 16 years. Yes, so what to me the party no run off. Ono kwa de so be kaya a tiny decided na around 23,000 votes.
But say Kofu and Yusuf 4 months. Papa Kofu and Yusuf 4
months. That's why I'm giving you the facts to say. Let's even admit that it's 6 months. But I'm saying say Obiye ni wa you talk about my mayor who you vice me. And now basically for Mankasa Krana it takes by April. Last end of April.
Okay.
Let me say April hypothetically. I know the 4 months in vice president because we are party for boy budget yentum and I don't question.
That another vice lawyer Arai. No,
the first time no.
The first time no.
I need to confirm. I need to confirm. But at the end of the day, what they want to say because it took Dr. Babu almost a year to name the vice. About almost 8 months thereabouts. Okay. At that time,
let's not also forget before stood against a candidate who had been in power since 80. Rollins, no,
so required 81 or 81. 81.
81 the one shed.
Oh, but
no.
It was a known figure from 81. So it was an old horse.
Yes.
And I know was standing against.
Yes. Let's still put it 39. But my graduate to President Kufuor. You come to President Kufuor. The first time, our coin Olusu to 23,000 votes. Then the second time, your quarter or more very profound statement of videos to come record or say I disagree with the verdict but I accept it. Okay. 2012 no for in the agency were winning money I don't know. And within that context, you know, can as some more Kenya that before I bet twice to go for second or third time. No what demonstrative performance be you won't say based on our performance, you don't call bit day and winning. And secondly, no, and very finally, no, Professor Dubois here. Say Professor Dubois here, say one performer every day. So asima no Kenya boils down to one. You better trust na performance and the fact say it is not entirely true say obi bakofo akwa ebia wanya the asaya de atwa so okay Chamabuti be to abawie Chamabuti was the first person to call for national executive to be resign based on non-performance.
Okay.
It is not Ken who is only making this call. This is not the first time.
We should have been the first step.
Yeah, Chamabuti making his call.
You know, say na a national executive.
Yes.
Yeah, but say Dr. Bawumia enye.
But what was the principle behind it? On non-performance. And when they compare 23,000 to Kufuor's performance, so about 1.7 million votes difference. Only about 2.1 million for Mametono. Okay. The point is that Ken was obviously reacting to a statement that has already been made by Dr. Bawumia and giving a proper context. No, explaining. But the assembly say it's an opportunity for us to discuss it. No, be a introduction come on. Now pass obi am perform MPP history no. You see the former na say but then there is a party people that decides. Party people no say say despite we be a Dr. Bawumia that ne kwa enyi ne kwa kodi n'echi. Ne mo me de minim say ye de kan ko betima ye de.
Banchi ade achi so a enyinya de de ofufu enyi e call aka.
Baba so call aka ho. Say say me say obu baby.
Me say banchi ade achi so a say enyinya de.
Now, I don't know what you mean. Some Frantum.
Ghanaian
times.
Hey, we need. What was it? Currently, as we speak, no, we are the most credible opposition political organization. I have a Frantum. The most credible opposition Ghana has to say. But we need to be able to help them to rise for purpose. Because as it stands, no, the MPP one as a political party, no, it does not fit purpose.
Hey.
Maybe a GNCC here.
Oh, now, betcha.
Oh, there have been think and in 15 minutes in Guardian man is one generation.
Oh, there been say BB and an ame.
The OT was soon a year day. And an opposite chichim now tini. And ye boa more tini.
Matimeda system sounds way yano. Yanko.
Hey,
Ghanaian times.
As a party, the open moon some crackers in the deal.
Oh, the point I could see.
Say, yeah, the other day, Ghana, say Ghana can't conquer you can once. But I was here, boy, Mutimigina Mona. What is a party to do some? Namujina Mona go say, party
Nane Ghana can't con a business and I knew fear. Ewo, yeah. Muslimu for more chiwi akese no ase na edo ada afashe kese na se no mampeni se ye mompaye titru muslimu for na edan ye wo muda no enhwehwe asomdwe ma o my Ghana titru boko ene baby bia ntokwa ewo yenko
where
yes sir
me da se na machia obi na machia menua no monso na ni Ghana fo nyina na made in chia kesi su free Euro Island and in Euro.
Okay.
Na see the who say my part what no nkra from him. Say ya wada ya wada.
My part my to nkra no pe onu so was sending me message.
Aye.
My part me say ka message me pon am respond.
Inti ochiawo.
Me jene so do.
Now, yeah, I think sir we would have to. Yeah, we'll see a dear voice. I can't, dear President Mahama Kayano.
Okay.
Absolutely, it was a good call. Okay, maybe Sisi, Ghana, Idrona. I hope here. Say, ye koswa na ye bo asumdwi na ye wono ehoban. Na ye hwese. Minti a Ghana eye Ghana. Yeah, ade ba ko kese ma Ghana ye Ghana. Uko amanone, uko conferences within the region, any globally, Emma Ghana din eye de, Emma Ghana eye one destination for investment, eye asumdwa across the sub-Saharan region in Ghana.
Okay.
So, Kwesidia, he had the opportunity to serve at the Ministry of Education, and he had the opportunity at least back home in Sebia or Deco international conferences. Say Ghana crest ebo wo boso and na say ye introduce more na say ye bo Ghana dia the applause na munya no any the level of confidence other African countries ewo wo himu no it's not just based on your economic performance and na say near ye de tutu ye man ye asundua ye wo ya woni say Ghana happy and as ye beto aba region Africa ha aso obi aye mu nhihyehyem obi ani wo dadwen dase entoka kura bisi e wo Ghana ha nti asumdwe na ye wo no I was see me bo ho ban see aye kase em say so offer Ghana as a whole setter the only place ye wo wantwi metu Macau etu otwe abamu ama ehun kakra abaho eye boko the complexity of the issues now I walk on we would add our voice to the President Mahama Ekano. Ye besre. Ye bom pioneer string ya mese asundwe mrano. Boko fo so omunhu Ghana mobo. Bibia yedri eya desrede ne yede mawo. Sisi ya no say mediation course no led by Opimso two for Asante Hine and the other ahimfoni leaders are omo mediation no ye besre. Omunti won na asumdwe no emra se asumdwe na ma empuntu ntimi mawo ebeduru baabi no ho se ebeyire so a wa ha ombo sere kura se asumdwe mra na me ye mfanto ho bi se ebeduru baabi no obi ama so obeye adwuma wo uposti health workers so wonkwa womma uposti ochechire ni se womra womma uposti police ni soje ni se wonkwa wonko in as much as on kra mo boy ho ban no omo mpese on be rescue mo life because ono no so no nkwa ho hia na chese yibe ye mo jeje mu nya be ka mo nko ana da bi entimi nya ne sama ni nti omo ma kwan na asumdwe bra asumdwe ba mpuntu beba okay mpuntu ba enkoso beba mmabunu a ewo ho benya adwuma paaye amomo nyisika amomo daachi so ayefe nti we dey ya desrede ye bompa yi go so hwe so aboko area mo hono so muslim for those wo hopa nti the sacrifice of Father Abraham awoye sisi bibie we ye gidie kire se eka asumdwe fa pem ho paa no omoma ne nya adwuma oboko we dey ni titi mo ano.
Thank you. Akwasi minti o President Futo de Mayo Nano Edo Adhana say.
On relation to Boko issues, Boko crisis, me have had two experiences. This about some 3-4 months ago. Me young could be a friend of Dr. Desmond Mobila or Ejima Potua. Ne papa.
Tema haba.
Okay. Ne papa we Emma Ekoye na year Zebila side.
Okay.
Kobe a frost apelega. Timisi Tamale Airport and some airport taxis nibi.
Okay.
And that Mijina Wanam Zanamuntu, almost more train near Bakwa, or no a bit mediaco. So when him situation here so bad, say we were tribe here no more adwuma airport work na on person be drive by there alcohol because unti guarantee ni safety nti on more one guy be to them no onye on belong to any of the tribes wo ho nti ono de anytime bia no otimi de ko an opo awie anwumro nti wo pe bia sa boy no nkwa no mbe fa no amana ye de amon na ode be ko na ye bon koma se bia de TV so ntimi nka ensem bia ye de ewo mu but you could do ona edru ona chief papa yi ase na me hu amokas be for ana ebusa say yes na me say the chief we penisa na me say yes na bu ha bu ankofo de soja fo na be chief we show na me say na papa na do e penisa am zo da bi zone na ye wo no nipa kakra bi a isia na wo say soja fo e take over na me say wow and it really dawned on me say yi na ye wa ha obi a sorry kwachi ata mo pa obi anti abafo yi na boys ni ku atudo ni atutum tumia a ho ntimi nyesa na me wow ene adena ye tinkra ha bia ye ka na tra na ebi okra amanyos for exploit situation we na yes we na she we achi especially here a last election to is one of the things that affected your pa
okay
so the Bawumia side which I mean it affected us no two ways about it we won't run away from it but so what order and we experience how people are living there now no recently look one more marketer one side yes one more cross other market and no only security training wo ni ade there by another experience I mean me yonko bako nambe that my friend me need nkomo no so ne mama yare na wa man mama aba tamale and I'm so na de na o mama from Peko Boko to Tamale no hospital what's the doctors in here
no
doctors in here and I felt very sad the basic things I me fa me kada me sprinters I me rural hospital be me drive over Teshi polyclinic Teshi Lekma wa haya meti makono it's so difficult for go for ye my mu ha Ghana ha one more I just say ye fano de net care mu de neighbor baby and I mean it's a situation that nobody likes a very sensitive issue ti eba ho se na I'm very reluctant to speak on it but I'm happy say President Mahama by wa frɛ otumfo say oni animu so ono so wa yi bi pen na no dabodi ono an di animu ne we so no we are just hoping say processing kakra sa e be de e be dru ho but we dey otumfo abem no na me de sa no so fasa akwanya say we should also be very mindful how I be dru about to yes destroy state institutions and certain individuals. Forget about otumfo so pasantima semo some pasantima semo there are certain institutions we need to protect. Now we tell President Govor was it bra call HEPIC and yes and the intervention ka HEPIC no konman farmer no but tell President Mills was one of the IMF bailout no Santehene intervening now no
President Mills or President Mahama
President Mahama so the same thing now no dabon asema ye ken so ono na is intervening. I don't say this because I'm an Asante, but I say this because there are certain state institutions and certain individuals who might build influencer. As you assume we say the UK fire Prince Charles no, and money other dignitaries being a hold on when you high esteem no. All my be institutions. I was see issue omuye. You be trouble. Papa some be dinner time can someone on social media ni ade. And the point is that semuya na fe ebubia ma akuyan ho bobia ma no ho. Oh, yes, say Assembly say Boko Kaisa. Oh, no question will be so it's also a lesson that politicians who are near session go for it because he who say a fair to have perfect. I agree. I agree.
The chieftaincy
institution. I agree. Yes. The chieftaincy institution, but any Sebia when you already alone back or say him for not necessarily him per se, but him the whole chieftaincy institution. How man for you real money I don't know. Me dem who say to me, you know. Say it doesn't matter. You are two abandoned go for electoral commissioners. We see we electoral commission we on the side. We see wait away. So but bottom line is that is a good call. Say be obi anywhere. You make a call for peace. Or catch us on Tiase. Well, dialogue will affect everyone. Say baby nya. Na say nya hwe kwa ezika na o man ezika na na ebeko hwe. Sika ese be development. You be tria soldier for ka. You be to ama soldier for. You be say and the lives that we are losing. Me nam hotra wale kakra na buses be for ya hye no. Na muza guy na nipa o say yes. Na say so is this by media? No, so sometimes they manage the information. And you become very sad. Say nti wo yonku nipa me metimi to car na dwe ne time bia akọ me kroma sante achem do me abra no obi te Ghana ha ontimi mko 2 kilometers a so je na nya dai enka no nti is a good call
Ghana ha ya na ye Sudan
I mean you we hosem nti yes stress bibia enya na asomdwe nya dai emra
era se afi Yura Emmanuel Anyima Lembele Keke Deputy CEO Minerals Commission aba Ura kwaba you good semester for the first time
yeah Mufia had ya here na media agro but
all time ba najo
unfortunately there and there meshia e daytime
okay
on so efe pa atare ni so awhye no
akwesi wow program ya no asa de bia complete wo efe permanent na tade ni zo wanga wona je dey
atare no se me buy me show pa me show makeup no de yema wa ya de
ne de na ye mi
na atare ni so de opam shell no so
Azonvo Ghana tipacho ya na mode na ka apprenticeship no no training youth ni bi obechoma mama pam
opam wedding gown so
opam bi
na hwade ye kosi hwade ye opam kosi hwade ye gu ni se hu set se wedding gown
do me so che say atade no ya say wedding gown
how much say bia so opam wedding gown
politics ya dos na day
say last week mama
femina wa fimi mponi
yeah
keke yo go
mamenchia
na odi elembele keke mati udi ba mi shia oda ufi elembele
ho ana mi fi atoabo
okay
mamenchia ahwefo na me apologize for the late coming na
better late than never
na there was some few engagement bi anope na was say and say ba na me fa nchia kese ma His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and na me sector minister oye MP wo Elembele Honorable Imana Makofibua anope michia no na michia menua ye share ya che
pa
kwesi ye share ya
ese we see you me na me be very
share ya che na ya me free Minerals Commission there at least I was say me to me can't near kakra bia ye wo Minerals Commission na
money invoice
oh yeah very important because you wa bam and aban ye near bebre nti no baby am free ba no it's an opportunity for me say me to me a share near map His Excellency President Mahama ne sector minister
no 1 minute
just 1 minute
money invoice
in fact
1 minute there me envanche yewo scheme bia ye dey ba in the mining sector a friend the cooperative mining scheme because who say empendodo na no issues of illegal mining a friend galamsey no just because baby wo bia ya aha yet gold wo ha o eno ti na ne friend gold coast no Ghana bibia gold wo ho na emom kwan ben ye be yan hyehyeye pa ye betu egudie no e wo kwan pa so ye ba be fa benwa no bibia ete from Minerals Commission no in fact license ane e de ama enkrofo even after 7 December to abanwe ye no most about 57 licenses inside the ama enkrofo e bia nko through due processes in nema inti minister ne ba ye ate committee a ye hwe the licensing reforms any regimes a ye be fa so a ye be licensing no and at this time the kind of license ya be ba be no ye mbetina Minerals Commission office ena obi a onim elembele ya menye sure so akwa elembele da debi
gold wo hopa gold wo elembele papa nti na hu we anko branch na hu sa asai no ko de ko western ho ne de elembele gold wo ho ena oba ye wo big gold mining company wo friend Adamos and it was small scale mining companies but basically no the and say obi ti elembele ono fa ka no mbra Minerals Commission office ni kra na anything into or not na baby otina no to gold no this time she share ya be says licensing regime ya any grassroots ya dey conform ya be set up a committee on the validation of the cooperative license no into no odi anim na DCE police wo ahemfo wo alternative livelihood for ewom community for no be yi omunipa ba ko wo into say ya open license a omba Minerals Commission office biom ya no ane say okọ o community na this committee na wo ya set up no sa committee na be start validation of the licenses because se memete hase ya me nimpo se elembele no hase mpo na gold ni wo ba committee no ebenya that mandate on be hu bibia
that committee no mo ye den mo ye adwuma minerals commission
a committee be set up to be backed by Minerals Commission because every district be your Minerals Commission office wo ho.
Incident no mo Minerals Commission office what district.
You perceive the licenses in very easy. Inti na set up you see say ya nya the grassroots way ni amfo obi ambe mu ya obi betumi atena baby no issue licenses just like that. Na mum ye dia hemfo bem na your responsibility say ohene o ma licenses e man microphone ko nsuo mu nkomane. O ma licenses e man microphone enko nsuo hu anase forest nkomane. Enu ti say ahemfo ni wom no okan mo e ma licenses ni ho a na so chena asemba ohene na wo sa area no will hold you responsible. Police commander na wo ho no will hold you responsible. This year a KPI who say we make sure say Excellency President Mahama say you be make sure say we mine in a sustainable way no we hold you responsible. Enti ya the day ba no enche nyame ya adoma ya be launch no ebi nyame ya adoma next month the cooperative mining scheme, and I think that will be the game changer in this whole illegal mining no. And a beboa am a gold board in so nya holding and no who ye cedi to dollar na and cedi na gina eye nsem de no eye saa niema reforms ye and no one see ye inaugurated their friend with the Blue Water Initiative ranting and mabawa information to the security services ne e ho keka ho no and also eboa ye to me reclaim some of our forest any near manaya sa woten kran a unhu eso faso na me no kasa sesi ade ye de adwuma ye chi excavators ya banning crofom nko forest nim ne near no ya sesi reclaiming most of the forest about 9 forests na red zone as a nice ya sesi ya gibe 8 ewum and for me no this is a good news and this is
no bisa for list say
oh as for the list they say even at the mining motion the crown president mentioned the list or can the age minister can the age and it's on public record and until your press conference be we are doing something.
That's why I want press conference. And say she say papa no abo.
Oh, na say ya say we are journalists. I mean, what the best journalist award?
Menje.
Ah, okay. Ya akonta deokrasi aje. Onti akonta de no. Numi forest aje.
Okay.
Yaji about 9 red zone forest. We are trying to make sure say you be reclamation any can give livelihood support to the mining community. Okay. No the sector minister remember nabaso na mabo agencies on your muye ejuma to say the defense, the police and the national security. No number His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Abaso and sector minister for this initiative. We said the next 4 years about to abano. Ya na Ghana nsuo nyina aye korogene to say special ice mineral water aye twem wo ho a ye fa ye kora na etumi nom ya ye free nkrase no first ye ko efu mu a nsuo na na ne nom. That is the vision of His Excellency President Mahama. Ne nsuo ye bebo ne ho ye bebo support amano na make sure say the sector minister will succeed and Ghana will see good water again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes sir.
Seba this Agyapong issue in terms of Boko issues on conflicts say ho keka ho na you see President Mahama is a man of peace and ahwe ni dimina ene say na oye ni niema na otumo say he believes say there must be peace ye kontokwa one day ye be end it and kwa city he or a lawyer I think there's always litigation one day there will be an end to a litigation. Into this crisis abano president Ashebo say as the commander in chief of the Ghana Armed Forces no he will make sure say this thing will come to an end na sena ofre nyina yira opem so otekoko so yira asante hene waye bi da war record in terms of this Agyapong crisis eba ya oso anono megidi say when so ababeto ne pono so no minim say nimde ya nyankopon de ama no aye se Solomon enimdia woni trimu na odibu asanteman odibu Ghana no I believe that say when so sakoto ne na so some of these things will be resolved. So at the ye hear ne say there will be peace and Ghana is a peaceful country and we want peace. Will be the ya ni nyina na about tribe during the campaign no ntokwa ni nyina ye se wo free ha na me free ha na adane say any kwan say we free ha say na yakoho ntokwa and for me no understanding and negotiation.
And if you never politics ni mwana.
Oh, as for politics, dear, yeah, baby, politics but it's how you manage it. Politics is everywhere, but it is how you manage.
I say if you partisan politics.
Oh, I for me, where I sit, I don't believe it's a partisan politics. Okay. I believe it is more of tribe. I believe it's more of tribe because obi say ahana na ye masase and I'm a ma obedo ye we bedo we ye no see me bedo ye no me na me dominate asase no eno nti me na me pesa asase no meje nti no akwa ye
sisi eno na ye fapem no na nso nto abobrem no nso mudi twa wo muti pa.
Oh, I mean for me I don't see baby I meeting there my personal view I don't see it as political. I see it as more of tribal war. But once you beti ho ase a yebetumi atena ase a yebe set up an ADR way no asante hini wo mu ne de I believe strongly say this thing will be resolved and send you united how we are calling say nuanom no will find some peace no? Because at the end of the day eba south no mu nyina ebeba and ohwe ndan a yese no nipa ye kum no ene say ho keka ho na I believe say it doesn't speak well of this country and once Asante Hene woman no me was strong belief say why bida na send why bida wo Dagbon no I believe that this Boko crisis will be kept and will be resolved. Conflict will come to an end, I believe so. As President Mahama, a commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, I believe in his style of leadership and I believe in the way Oyeni Niema is a man of peace, so he will tackle it. In fact, Oba Afufuro nim no one of the first places Okoyokushia ahemfono and the people so that is the first mission Okoye and once we take his step I believe that moving forward he will resolve it, so we pray say bibiabe kama.
Thank you. And can comment Nika Krabdo Razak H Bansi Bawumia will come and save us from this mess the NDC government is creating come 2094 election. Full circle, did Dr. Bawumia campaign in Boko during the last elections? It is alleged that he supplied weapons to a certain group. Can Alan's team confirm this information for me?
That what?
Why the Alan team, though, that Dr. Bawumia campaigned in Boko and supplied some form of weapons to a certain group? Nanadria says, Kwesi Kwarteng, great communicator. Abdul Razak, let me be. I say, yeah, I believe you can fly. Let me fly. Equadai board, yeah, this is your dress, dear, no comment, yes, don't say anything. Mr. Sandro Uzu. It's issues now, I can, Muni wants them can. Ye muye, and you. Nanadria Team Ken, we are watching. Abdul Razak H. Bansi. In fact, we will support JDM to win. We are building a nation, not political parties. Okay. One beam newaha. Solomon Asante Buedu, philosopher, connected. Connected, I say. Honorable Koku citizen, I believe if all NPP members are going to support their candidates, hopefuls like Kwesi Kwarteng is doing, it will save the party the little glory left. Currently, NPP is not attractive one bit, and that is Honorable Koku citizen there. Now, I want to share first one. I say, oh, and the second one, I could see yenka next strike, kakra we are near Babeka D levy, yeah, the D levy nevi. Yanyan say D levy no Agyapong GR say omo enya rolling it out ene and she say omo ye yes and komu fiti ase ene no enya amaso omo say nyame ya adomo a 16th June 16th and e be say that ene na ebeba so enti no enya ansha ase ene but ene na nkrata ni nyina e di abase D levy no ebe shase ene e da se bo ebe shase anyway inti nansana yebeka D levy yenka strike no nurses for no was strike aso mu ache ebi mu anko ebi mu ko esi anso esi UTAG 2TAG any CTAG onum se omu book and research allowance se yentua am wo mu a medi mbebde ni wi ade eche pe a omu strike 13th June che se Friday ya ebe omu so eya omo kokoba omo di amano no nurses no meti apemfo bi a omo say ye ba ye enye obi a mo wanhwe yen eni ade but minister nso say no wa kwantum o tie o ka say omunya abotre mo ha no me ba ye beka na obedu ye no wo declare strike ne dada obedu ye nso pese o hia wo mo a onhia wo mo nye so no pese obe hia wo mo say nurses ni say executives no ekuo no akandifo no tu kwan nim say what is answer me bia
me no me there me mfa say
okay
me yo no me bi wo ha me usually am mfa manyo sem nkom
okay
me nya na nka ke gas that do host business obe gas ba ko na efeli no ha so that I know how to respond but beyond everything me no me bi am mfa manyo sem nkom
okay
ba ko health and one other aspect of education especially health me the bia ba sankomo say usually am picture fee especially baby am me free no ye fee bi ni ho and you may not be able to appreciate it until say we wura say abusuanim
okay
me no ka say so say me na bi e wo ho ana say me nua kuma bi wo be kroma sante atem do me abra na okoga men hospital na yese nurse for amadwuma sanya we bidro no kwa akopanom a measurement bi ani ho ebenya impact on bi an kidney na kwakọ function so body bi abrena onti ngo hospital bi abi
anya bibidro ni nyina omo ye FDA approved
no so na make say measurement bi ani ho
okay
how say me stress on that
okay
ndi
no anu akobu ni nim
exactly so woni na say no kwa sika but insurance nkwa no hospital nkwa de bit my de ahwe no
okay
ndi me nurse asem me nkan kwachi etintintintin nyina say me I don't want to blame aban crash or na bia onye bibia na bibi most important thing is strike there inevitable even constitution boy ho bra kra ma ye tu anamon e me yen hye no envisage that strike could happen. Okay. The strike is inevitable. Ebitimaba. Say labor issues.
Beba na ya na amanfo kasenka ti se uti uka labor semi labor expert ostenga me obeka say esese eye last resort. Inti ase yakeka yenya ne pomesi bre no na fe ye dia
I've been in that shoe before so na me Ministry of Education inti ama mate aban bia say from that perspective.
Okay.
It is not a case aban bia sorry or person go for strike. And na me be a opposition me metra ha nyam ho say as omo de ya de foforo bi ne bi omo na nya bibi. Sometimes labor unions kra no I thought that demands kra mo making no. It's not really about them, but the nurses demands and so could tear on. Labor unrest be at the bebano. I say nearly you tag for some of these negotiations. I don't know more can almost deserve power. But the farmer Monday or sit tag for between more polytechnic. I dare say so some of these things and they are not Juba managing Nabano needs our resources on so the Boha Saka Mofre, a quasi in a teacher for move for musica Momo Kojuma. It's not that simplistic as it is.
Okay.
But then no strike the same music and inevitable. Idea is as of right.
Then I don't know how chairman do strike because they said they okay say aban bi ampe no ampa ma aban ni unpopular. Nti wo no na mo ye den so anu ntem. Ya
minim this is oje. But I found say roughly if I say be 15,000 na ochena mo dwumako ku amoha no the staff association mako mo adwuma wura ho say am 50,000 na adwuma no wura no hwe inflows eba and dividends and returns wonya no ka tem say 50,000 on timi na otena mo cost striker adwuma wura na high boni na say mo na my boni bi anya boni o but it requires proper dialogue, proper conversation, parties softening their stance and to try that media strike actions in be brewa.
What does it take says a proper nyama wo kan ye si nkonwa ya Georgia because that's a boy ombeba be hia mama Georgia hakin. Oh ni ntina ya na Georgia no ntimi mba. Strike
them because say inevitable but you mostly measure by bia on performance of strike on how their response, how they handle it. Yes, strike in there. The we crowd be obedient say NPP na as work as a crowd protecting this because I've seen it before. So bebre inevitable
and the center of
such woman na what time na bohu say I don't know enye that very basic ostingami ya ko tuni me kai onumu or presidency sitag for as one more omo consultant onumu enomo de ba nyina ya approve nyina ma ban san say so mbeye omuduru ho na de che was from say no they shouldn't do it, they should press more and yemu be cry the answer them me I'm a living testimony to it. o ka che some call of the strike
na because ono so on pest strike
o ka catch no na dey no didi wo ho o say go na dey no didi wo na juma no
so take your time mema rain fi say why PNDC secretary da enti no eniama ni bi ho so onim nani so no abeka say labor team me ka ho na e de ba ye wo nhihye ye sa ban this wa
e ba so e manyo so
why so lawyer ni no
oyo lawyer ni ankasa
baby not that I'm talking in terms of ejuma we as a labor aspect no I as a lawyer ni what you say case in bar
or dragging no odidi
no
enti sabe na e be to abani mu ho na be say akwe enti me kai say I don't want to mention it I don't mention it but me kai say I mean look I say ne yem kwabotin emfantum say akwa na ndisi nti na oye dey oh yes sir because we don't understand why monoma nyina ya dia tuma still most strike no munya dey mon calling off but ni nyina ya atwe bro the da ekosi ya ne pitrim most important is menwa mo na mo abai mo and say bia na asem bia mo no mo ka bia mo no munya dey enka especially when it comes to the health services only a very essential service yentwi hu bebre hwe aha na input data to the impact of strikes
and so mo ye essential service providers ninti na ene ya na ene ya twe ye nkwa adwuma.
Well, I don't think so.
Okay.
But ye ha yete kromo obi asiga nso ne dio. Say ye kind of correct part che ho. O man mu ha obi asiga nso ne di. Oga president Kofo, or say if you pretend to be paying your workers, they also pretend to be working. Share Ghana Statistical Service. Was it 80% of civil servants or more underpaid around 3,000 Ghana cedis. Which are light to say. No what you so say. No what you are a dying case. No what to fool as a service worker say. What to internet to say. Nti legitimate concerns na people express one or more case o musika nya dey and so on but ha no tax dey atwa say o man no your revenues you say that tax and answer bosia tax no bucket ni pay atwa na ya he ti bosia bona na obe da akoso age bosia e dey atwa o man foka yes economy first industrial revolution up to the fourth industrial revolution industrialization started mass production you take advantage of it nti e da ya ho be chesa nti nkofo kasa say me say Ghana Statistical Service or say 80% of Ghanaians or market any more than 3,000 Ghana cedis. So na 3,000 Ghana cedis and all the year there were my muhan what school fees, HR bills and the the people legitimately have concerns. And only corruption no one do. I have be most of the corrupt activists normal is especially at the civil servant level. They for survivor.
I see. So now I see striking in now me ati say mostly ya na omudi ko. Ni nyina na omudi ko ana ebisu ya na bi mu hyeche takra wogem ana ebi mu so ya amanyofo benifo na omudaku na no nti bi onom a na wo political undertone. Oh,
you said the political realities you cannot run away from it. My one example. Ebra President Akufo-Addo appointed Dr. Nkansa GES as a GES way bra wa wofa
ebra prof
madam for pa
sa
many prof kasa kra say the missing
for exigencies whom me professor from
forget about a choir of free ho but the principle is say bra Dr. Nkansa ba what is the basis appointed authority appoint to be not 3 labor unions say one more say maybe no a banker about 10 years ago in this idea when education is on that basis and intino yempeno to the sense of moko strike or maimuha look at how feasible this is.
They made a good argument that to me head teacher and a professor bia ebi or purely academic field or to invest in Kotina Bank of Ghana.
No. Oba the level of GES now is a purely administrative office. They are the technocrats that omoyejuma. The previous minister, Dr. Matthew Poku no educationist. But yes, so money in Juma.
But okay, political appointment.
Yes, so money in Juma. Some of them may not be genuine. One other instance. Yenti Memuha. I don't know how genuine it was, but Yenti Memuha. Anna Galam say just 2 weeks to buy a kotraba. A whole organized labor cause of moko strike. Galam say that's the one organized labor so call them.
Yes, say Oma sending me obi flyer. And no muka che me say obi na sending me say sister ya nurses no muko strike no politics kakra o. I'm like how tina me bisa nipa na and nipa na o hwenwi. Oh, I lost that. Me pese me wahu.
Me hunu.
Ono ye hwan. Almost
nurse for an executive.
Or executive member.
One of the regions.
Oh, yes. If that is a logic, yeah.
It doesn't play. It doesn't play.
Let me answer briefly. If that is the logic, there, say president could do a man so politically aligned. Okay. But I mention was him. One almost say, "Mami crow ye nurse for no penny no." Almost almost in the Kunu MPP any MPP penny na. A brand now organized labor cost a year and one cost our time, no sabre for the galamsey. Almost all nurses castle, then almost I mean, those conversations has come in. But you see, if that is also the logical, organized labor.
That a lot goes on with labor France or power.
If that is the logical, 2 weeks to time and I ever told Abano. Organized labor can say almost strike because of galamsey. Galamsey says soon try. I feel don't want to go the same strike. Other than I feel so don't want. So sometimes in the media, I want to treat it as a purely labor issues. Right. Address their concerns, even though Takao Jim for essentially near boom near your day. But sometimes they may also have legitimate concerns that also ought to be addressed. But bottom line is say so no more valid or say invalid. Nina na say penmu betri na yede esiso na makana so ndwa yede aba who gains and who loses. Ghanaian loses. Say the data told so the people will lose with this striker. Say the data you always set him up. You say next is for strike be nipa say you
nipa 15.
Kabo who say there is an impact.
Report from northern region ho baby and upper west pregnant woman na wo waka no na okoye say omo strike nti. Tell them bele keke bremo e wo say health minister too meti omo strike no asem no. Me catch omo too asem bi e ho omo ntwe me ba e beka. Eno obedu ye no omako strike ne dada ene ye day 10 na so omotwa 1 week ene kra de omusi omu yi bibia afri honom mo be so ne sen na anko ha adwen na ma aban no so anye unpopular
raho
adenti
due to this strike and Ramadan for bakulu so ne ba beman 7 years strike yeah
Kafra.
7 years.
No credit.
Oh, we don't.
Don't clap. Sometimes empathy and sympathy near me to let an eye.
Political talk. I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah, idea enya no credit. Mean to me post it. On Facebook.
Okay.
Walk right.
I want me walk.
About you was striking in India.
Some may can story in about.
What do I go
5 years ago. Me posting on Facebook wall. Madam Foba. Ne baba ma ba ko pe.
Oh.
Malaria. Malaria. Omuko ball volleyball. Omuko ball volleyball na ne yere friend ne ka che ne say akola na ebo wa nti onto edrumbra na akola no se obedi Cerelac eno koto Cerelac ene edru no ebae bo mo bae na akola no ho ayeshi still
okay
na the way akola na ye na e wo se madam for ne rush akola no e de ko the immediate way oti weja nti omo de call Westels send tech for we bi wo clinic bi wo ho o de call he no na the way ano aye den no mo se o onfa nko the nearest clinic. Nti o ma akola ne sumrika no de ne call. Akawe.
Ewo kaso.
Ewo there be udru Malam Junction, okay. McCarthy Hill. Hospital bi wo. Mo friend Akawe.
Okay.
Gan South to say Gan West Hospital. Eno de akola ne dru wo. Omo de dru a ya onim de ye ya wo mu no. Esan say nurses ni ho nti no. No mo hia ade bi di a sha akola ne hwim for oxygen. Yes, necessary ni until mato draw anim.
Oh.
Ya ye chi ya wo. O mato draw anim o necessary ni ho. Na wo say oxygen ni si ho. Ba ye pesa ade ne de be sha akola no hwim na otumi anya because ye mie
o mo di butu o mo.
Sa ye mie akola na afedi otumi bo wa. Nti na life aba. Afi nya sa ade no na afi sustain akola no.
Oh.
Ya tum ye nya bi time so ko. Ye dimrika ko pe bi ba ya akola no. Okay. They posted on my Facebook. Yeah, this is not about NDC. This is not about MPP. Na dia eye me ye twa me nso no kra wo sa strike we mu nyina ne say. Impenifo na di edim na omo be boa ma ya ka asem na esipono ni aka asem no penifo ni Ghana
ebi na eni ho matise minister kasa ebi na eni ho anomu nyina say your president your vice your treasurer your secretary your it maybe a team of 11 people say munya mu 5 kro mu tumi inform korom no
na ya be tumi for ya be form korom a sank ya ye ka esipu no e ka ho asem minister is willing executives no group no yes I'm penifoni ni Ghana ha o.
The executives.
Penifoni ni Ghana ha.
Oh, how?
Yes.
I heard the minister say, but I do not know.
That is true.
I can't authenticate that because
ya obeto me ya unim say asem we buy ya unim yes ya unim say asem we buy omo PR repo emba out embe kasa wo ho emma reasons why you are calling on them. People are dying oh. So, and omo wu de me ya ne say enye NDC for enye political de me ko ti ase and say be so bi wu a
ansa na omo be cost strike in 10 days ago no e dey na na omo reason
yeah whatever being their reason they said they kwesi kan no yeah what democratic society there will always be a strike.
Okay.
Yeah what democratic society there will always be a strike.
Okay.
Abroche yeah strike me because school abroche school am call no sometimes lectures no omo nye happy omo to me cause strike but strike near some hours no must have back into democratic society there's always be a strike but always remember say yeah see a striker ejuma ben na we ya very essential to people especially on health. It is a necessary way no mo say omako fie omo de omo niam egu we so china police force to na say omo ko strike omo nurses no how would they feel in this country obetumi ada so no super friends em be na ho ban so sometimes I was see onya human feelings strike no say mo ko a mo di demand beba minister is willing to negotiate with you minister no ni Ghana no wakwentu ma so dwane no oba impenifo no ne ombesi puno no mbetena ase no eni Ghana ena omaka che omuko ni so omunko strike won say midwife aba say omunka ho
mabisa
won say midwife aba say omunka ho
ono so another channel so ka say em so makohia kra ma
midwife say
enti omunka strike
they are not in support of this.
Okay.
Enti no se wo hwe sa ne ma we no ti na obi whisper say and your omo ye mpenifo na edi enim no there is a political undertone in it. But even when you do this political undertone I don't have any problem madam for na the bewu no are you going to bring this 5-year-old child back to my friend ya me rawo because kofi ho na me kohwa akola no na oduru ho no famo no ni odi agro a ne
me to wase ka fra but show enta me di ka busa say omo reason nti omo the cause strike na anything cause ono so be catch us e bi awadam for bewu omo so colleagues a say adwuma na ka de nti o say bibi nti o wo mo awu adwuma ne so cause omo reason ne ba ko amete ye say ono ye nurse o yare no ko hospital a ye tu ontua sika enti bia no no so nam so ni nua bi ewu
okay
enti ehun ya
enti ya they nurses for nankasa in 2024
they don't want to pay you don't understand they are like baby aye adwuma ti say me wo UTV asema to me here advert kakra ti uba father be ka say oh we adwuma on ha die the oputoma ne fie no odibom bia yinchi ene ye ma airtime kakra what you say nurses no omo reason no back up that's all that I have heard I've not
even their reason
wa hwesa me ye adwuma on hospital na me yare na me ko hospital a esese metua
ya me mama ye kokoa ehun hia se beto koko dia me the ultimate say ya me mama to kokoa na me mama ho se me ko pe koko edia ya ehun hia se metua I was say mama koko ni bi so their reasons
so that is their argument
it is legitimate
by just simplistic so to boss you know we muntimio
dia me ko ti say
oh serious to boss what TV so na
dia me show say their reasons no legitimate
okay
na na for na how many have insurance card ni bi
but
because you have a life insurance for every Ghanaian it doesn't matter your
you see in all this
taken care of
in all this why PR reader waka how labor unions NSA must say me say sitag ni utag and so say on because strike any ho keka ho enti ba ko nya start here obo so mo nyina eba but
anything no caution say ye careful no
ya mama ka bibi nyankopon bo wi ase no wamfa agyan wamfa hwe ordinano na bo wi ase Nyankopon o say let there be light and there was light o say let there be ya na ya wo bae ana meboa
okay
wampam
preach on brother
Inti se asem si a ye de ano na e ka asem no
okay
sa asem si a ye de ano na e ka asem no inti mo legitimate concern ba mo mra ni ensipono ni enka asem no no mo beba mi ensipono ni Ghana omo beba ni aka asem no that is where the challenge is yeah all right in Ghana inti they may have a legitimate concern but the procedure and action no mo ye no it is not in right direction.
Thank you.
And until some of us yet higher the answer to yensayem people are dying omoko school no ya mo nursing allowance me ne kwesi kwati ye ko school ya my allowance bia omo je nursing allowance ama sa nursing allowance be political wa Ghana ha sei mo ko school ya mo sa nursing allowance ya hwemo mo ko school omo de omo wie school po omo adwuma no esan so wo ho twen omo ya fe ne be application for employment ni empa bo ase hi ni enam ha ni ade chi
they have been bonded omo mu bi kura nya ya bi anko omo betu kwan
enyo bo no mo se omo allowance na wo ji omo sika ni ade ahwe wo school wo wi wo ji omo sika wi wo so pese odwane free Ghana na okọ amanone na okọ amanone ya sika na ade hwe wo school na kan so fa so ne benya ne sen so I also muso nya human feeling asema me can am passionate because of my madam for nebana wewu no ene no ene ha me nti yesre omonko no monko ye adwuma ne ensipu no ne enya ne poma sibre ne esika asem ne wi a obi a ho beto no we may not meet their demand 100% but at least we will come to a crossroad obi a ebe den obi a ho beto no but I mean
they should stop saying that. People are dying.
Ghana
say.
In my view, me
because you think you Nana.
Ghana no. It was just kind of, for lack of a better expression, or excuse my French, a cheeky response. A cheeky response
okay.
to the ministry and the Ghana Health Service.
Yeah.
In my view, that was how I saw it. Because who said
Ghana for the cancer. Say na communicating my minister say minister show you ni Ghana. Because me tell wo minister no.
Good.
Na minister me
from that time
so omo ni ho.
From that time
be communication omo de come minister.
From that time no be see and no. Say am pass the minister na ka no. Nanka he's just being economical with the truth there.
I can't be responding by this time. Yes.
So many Ghana.
But we
available.
So you see, initially
virtual meetings and correspondence.
Initially, no more.
But are they ready for that?
Minister, na ka say oni ha ncho.
Are they ready for that?
Ene wa badia yesusu yi ni ho. What you say? But yeah, no mo refi say omo be sum yen.
Essential service.
Yeah, na ye me ya. Sometimes we have to tell the truth. Bitter pills, but I was here no. You dry, you know. So I was here. Yeah, do you see can help more school?
Yes.
Yeah, your cost robber for my DC can help more school.
Yeah, sure, 100% and almost so
much. Say
na yeah,
school ni bio. Yeah,
you say ko
invest in allowance.
Me just student.
Mr. Kwesi kwate so call law school and school fees na say.
Me.
Onya emu allowance. Ka by this time uncle dikesi
I don't know
my family benefit to go jilo mi we metia.
Me ya pegina mi dinaji. O jilo no so de bia na etwa school fees.
Me etwa fees ya je dan ama me. Ya san kra ye di dwa bre me adwini ni ko.
Still now jilo
school still. Me sure say na friend dey show me say, "Eh, ti ba me ahwa me show nya o san jilo." Me san jilo.
But the truth of the matter is this. I was a nurse who said, nipa ho adwuma no.
Okay.
Na strike me the imagine mo no say ubeko striker eya bra wonya krona wa fa wa adwuma no. Opese woni ne tenase na mokọ ejinaye. Ana mo tenase na mo kan nsem a edapono so. Na wonya krona wa fa wa adwuma na kuo na wa fa wa adwuma no. Ayen who say one tea asema woka no and I say only available for any form of discussion eye ho e na utimi eco strike and I say nyoma odi abeto manim no kra na oma boagu oma mawo asum bia not ready to listen to whatever you have to say but you bet me a casasem ne sitting city. Debbie. One nurse for no. A buy almost 2024. And now omo adis ready a buy.
Okay.
Na buy that die wo. Egitu. Omo ye ho adwuma nyina. Na ya utie argument ni ya. Question you busa and say from May, April, May, June 2024 na omo the conditions na buy omo G2 no. Aden na buy na wo ho an implement. Quick response and nurse for no mo refi omo ho. Omo the buy na say omo internal matters. Emma some no court.
Okay.
Enya aban o. And enya employer o. Say the one person must separate aban from employer, no problem.
Aban ko employer.
Oh, and then na me tie Greater Accra secretary no of the
GRN no.
Yes. O say aban ko na employer ko. Na question is say sad time na wantwi eba mo ankasa nurse for no internal matters no. On these same conditions I'm submitting my aban no. Mo ko gina court for 6 to 7 months.
Okay.
Eno de na ahoprepre ni ho. Eno de na ye penintama ye ni ho. But sisi bibia abedu no de. Mumma aban anase employer no America kra bi na wontena se na onhwemu no. Ani de bi Ghana fu. Aye besre. Every Ghana obi ni ho obeka se de na esefo no se omope no ye nyema wo. Ana ni kwan se ye yema wo. Of course, welfare. Omo kan ho se mi. Omo uniform. Me da me ti say omo ana omo to uniform e me ya. But say police woni asoja fo. Omo to uniform. Aketwa na yesen.
But the police on turn uniform.
O say me be etwa mo.
Level first one na o pass out in the demo. They aka auto. Set it here na be auto. But in the American na America so
conditions need different.
Condition that
conditions need
clothing allowance.
Conditions need. Me say am clothing allowance. Because say your allowance dia e wo say woto. But say omo allowance dia but me can say me tie na e ha me.
Okay.
Be say your omo clothing allowance any sa e yi ni dia. And e wo say at least aban so mass.
Ghana nurse for clothing allowance.
Oh, say nurse for atade ni that doctor for atade no ni sa scraps ni ni ade no. The quality ni the standards ni ehun hia me pa. Because all shako ra hospital ho no. Ana theater ho ko ye ho adwuma no. Nyoma obe pick no. Oh, atade no say enyo of a certain quality fabric no enyo of a certain quality ni ye a ebe ha adwene. But are we able to say that for all of them since they are buying them from different sources?
Maybe a mobile share standard no until better or different sources.
At least
it has to meet a certain standard.
Yes. I was buying it me a bomb. So we share your more kicking ya omo crassier any ade ni oh be all my baby or light in me ho. I was say at least holon solar panel be crying. But
nobody agreement in ama aban atiati.
Nobody.
And aban sesa na aban si o. Ebra ye say implementing mo amutim wo internal issues. Ti entimi implementing ti afi mo solve mo internal issues na wi a. Se mo be ma aban break akra.
Omo de ne say. De omo de koto aban nim no ensesa.
Okay.
Na uti omo argument na. Omo be so omo kire say.
In fact, yeah, one of the argument about one of
chief
the
director no
senior supply
one of omo concern as at that time no money aban no crazy see epono no na omo kosa agreement no omo put G2 mu say that time no na nieme mu eden so they understand the position of government then.
Thank you, KK.
Omo argument na so bia ne say
yes
aban no different from employer no na employer no call for the no mo wo ho na chief director wo ho.
That is the one I'm struggling to understand.
This morning so I
say Ministry of Health.
I asked a very fundamental question.
And Ghana Health Service. Almost structure to say GS. So Ministry of Health, Ghana Health Service, Ghana Education Service, Ministry of Education. Nina does it not boil down to a
aside that no that document the labor document here you can say is it not a matter of policy? It's a policy document.
Yeah.
And the policies are directed by a government.
Yes.
And I'm and you cannot tell me say chief director because that chief director wo and another heads of departments nothing has changed.
So ministry better direct policy. Then service
who do the implementation? I just say GS.
But now, one sa comments here explanation man.
Obviously, I don't pay am get Accra secretary.
I know somebody dey say be o bit me who mo mind say.
Oh, some come back. So, what me nyamre aba ye interview. Mo mpenifo ni ho. What you say? Inti mpenifo no mo ni ho no.
Kwesi say no
so be kasa dey penny.
And me kasa on timi mamu tumi no e mammo betena se.
And there is no government.
Oh, so almost say almost mpenifo miense bi o say 9 bi omo no do me president.
No,
that is the argument from Friday.
From Friday. President.
Yes. Almost a president, no, it's a general secretary views, then some few, I think about 4 or 5 of them.
Okay. Without them,
no,
negotiation.
They can't.
Some no lead unions, no. But the say union, some no lead unions.
But the point is this.
One question the NN say, omo ye national, but they said the anaka church otie Greater Accra.
Yes.
Secretary.
Yes. So, but you're a member of the national EU. That be say secretaries, you know, region from the national. They are there.
Into omo to me make argument.
A deliberate attempt to tie the hands of the government behind them. Because say you know the point is that so we share the ekuya Ghana fu nyina di dwatwa na ema wo. Oh, omasem no nyese edew. But because of how essential almost services we are not able to argue with them.
Okay.
It's here to study any day ma. Because unim say we organization. Na say management sesa. Yeah, you use UTV as an example. Na say the management sesa. Na mu HR money mu union no ni HR for ewo negotiations be here. Na da pono so. Na was saying ka manager na sign and sign with free so. And when to me and sign with free so. Oh yeah, sure say manager for no. Or buy ya or better document and say we sign. Because you na lawyer ni. Yeah, na somebody.
Obe review.
There is no issue when the minister and the new management have requested say mama yembre ni yemfa hwehwem. Ala yemfa review. Mumra ni entenase ni ehwe de ekọ. Because labor
the case of
minister yefoforo. Health minister yefoforo. Ghana Health Services Director oyefoforo. Nti omu nyina ebetenase. No ma hwem no mu say ebi kura na de mo hia no. Ebi kura na ye de bi beka ho amam. Because utie the midwife for
the move been count dey.
Utie the midwife for no kana. Almost say they are not a part of this strike because their colleagues have not followed due process. What is the due process?
Thank you.
You cannot be out of the discussion table.
Abdul Razak Nibimo said this issue of strike shouldn't be political at all. Lives are being lost. Daniel Akrofi-Jemfi, the narrative that the leadership of the association is on strike is not in the country is mischievous. They went to the International Labour Conference in Geneva with the Labour and Employment Minister. Anyway, what has the 5 engagement resulted to? Okay, Nasco Fufu, my pregnant wife went to hospital and because of strike, no nurse in Ashanti region attended to her. I commend Honorable Elvis Okunkom Dapa. Linda Opoku, when they sign the CSOs, we will go back to work, period. So, Linda, then I presume you are a nurse. Daniel Akrofi-Jemfi, you are lying and inciting the public against the nurses and midwives. Hey, why not incite ye? Christiana Piantia, this man is only talking out of emotions, but not facts. It's only the president and secretary who are not in Ghana. Again, it's not all midwives who are against the strike. It's just a handful of them. We should get the facts right and stop saying things he doesn't know. Again, when the strike started, the OPD and emergency nurses and midwives handed over every needed consumables to the doctor. I'm sure he's talking about Lembele Keke. To the doctors. So what he's saying that something was locked up may not be entirely true. Dear Christiana, you may be right. But you know, in the hospital setup, every healthcare professional has their role to play. The doctors are in the consulting room. How can the doctor come? Sometimes they may not even know how to fix it, as it were. because you all are trained to do different things at different times. Because I heard a doctor say that because we are ready to work, but because the nurses are not there, it's making our work difficult. The journalist asked, what about the rotational nurses? The rotational nurses said, we cannot work because we have to work under supervision. And the registered nurses supervise us. It is a banisa doctor or doctor ya or she say akola no oxygen in room. Or no no san kofa rubber ye tuane hwinano. Wo de yesrem wate ye pamucho nkrofo nkwanti. Na muni empenyifo nkohia. Hernandez Fidel Hayford, the negotiations are over. Oh, Nana, it's left with implementation. Okay, Vincent Amankwa, the government has met them 5 times with no results. How many times do you want to meet? Oh, no, so no question. No. Nana Kuyanchi, yeah, good morning. Please, my in charge passed out at work. We were being told to take money from her before her labs will be done. Do you know they threw her sample away because we were not able to pay? So, Nana, you too, I guess you are a nurse. Inti akwesi what say the na make can say. Inti Nana, akwesi question is say, inti no in charge no only health insurance card na. And akwesi that's not your question. Hernandez Fidel, has that CEO condition of service been implemented? Is he better than nurses? Hey, it's getting serious. I see. It's more serious than we think. Jobs, engineering, and council says the executives are not in Ghana. It's a loose talk. There are virtual means of communication as well. Isaac Boateng, why are you entertaining these people who are naive on issues? Please tell the minister to read the national nursing activities. I see. Isaac Boateng, dear no. Isaac Boateng, dear no. Kojomi says, loose talk. Did you pay my school fees? Somebody said, yeah, omu fees. I said, did you pay my school fees? Abutre. Asemba munya abutre. Jai, nya abutre. Omu buef. Yes, omu buef. So those nurses on strike, are they going to be paid for the days they are on strike? You can't be on strike and still collect salaries for the days you are on strike. It doesn't happen in any serious country. Caroline Edu, it's government choice to do politics with nurses or midwives training allowances. Vincent Amankwa, 800 USD is a 2 to 3 months pay for a nurse. You haven't seen anything yet. Implementation of last year's CSOs is what we want. That's the condition of service. Okay. Mint Kwache, but the minister said he has met them 5 or 6 times. All these number of times, what was the minister saying to them? Okay. Hey, issues ninti say gumupa Brennan Soko intino Mameka adoration grounds today na fe wo dem fine chen ye beba so kakra. Mame had to solve this nurses strike. It's very simple. The state employs them, so the state can also sack all of them. We have thousands of nurses ready to be employed. So if these old ones feel big, the state should sack them to employ new ones to serve as a deterrent. Does it work like that? What about the experience? Caroline, my kind, oh dear. Inti la you need to tell you guys should get up, go and get your facts right, and come back, please. Yate. What does it say idea? Monye is Monye. Kwame Shotosh, the guy in suit, just got an appointment at the Minerals Commission and see how he's become fat. I know him from SEC Wager, and this is a scam. I did Jaja. We have to do ECG and close. Emmanuel, hey, Udin said watch Emmanuel Najo throw back something. Good morning, sister. Yeah, the way ECG has been switching off our lights here at the Bawe Agape Stretch is extremely disturbing and frustrating. Almost every day the light goes off, and most times we are left in the dark and have to spend days living without light. I don't want to presume ECG is doing politics with the energy sector. Hey, Minyabema, watch on it. Nana, very quick.
Asaba Atia, one a president.
Midwives.
National Association. One Nebeka said, we are not in support of the strike because the due process.
Oh no, you're the president.
On a president.
And my Midwives Association of Ghana.
Wait, interview. It was a live interview.
Or a Kemeni show. Hot issues.
Hot issues. No,
okay.
And she was on hot issues.
TVC people defense ma by no ntiniana report
but any day when you now
after moment enka enkanea na sem no kakra a levy no yes ye de elembele twato elembele levy no people would prefer to call it D levy or enkanena a roll out but yet I may say GRA other news portals now report say GRA say onyan shasi ne obe shasi next week 16th June nti me calculation na chese be any week zero anope na me busa kosa say na mo ya sure say mo chire o manfo mu if you say baby e-levy de no anu ana edem no ye do sensitization mo ye sensitization ema o manfo na one cedi nso emu nye durudodo ana
yeah
yes kiki
as for taxes there o man bi eni wa o the tax ebe to bibi so a ebe your mind for there o man bi eni ewiasim na mum aban so sebi eye tax ena ye di bu o man President Mahama ye campaign wanka wo bibi ada so no ba offer tax in bu o man wanka wo bibi ada na mum he will be a responsible leader obe make sure say Ghana for ho betom ya nyame nchade 6 months muni yaba e wa ban almost barely 6 months ni ene yesidi to dollar ni yesen inflation dropping about 18 almost 18% from 21 the common inflation dropping almost from 21 to 18%.
Okay.
And then data nature say the economy no ye jinane na so everybody is happy. Fuel ebeto ye 1 liter na ye 17 cedis per liter. As at time ye to 17 cedis per liter no. And the fuel ye to 11 cedis per liter. President Mahama yen hihye bebre
fuel ban ye 27 cedis
17 cedis at time ye beto first near to fuel 17 cedis 70 yes 17 cedis
point something
16.9999 it said they work odru UK 9999
16 4
yeah 16 yeah for say 16
okay
11 and 16 obdia na ope maybe so see the 11 o to ade 11 any ade 16 a ope dey so ope 11 oh ye bon komo me kasa you Emmanuel
aka wan se me
na se wa ka asem na be so be bon komo se unyi ma Emmanuel 11 si ho
me busa nko a awon bi sha do me busa question kwa me ni ano
because of why you fed you Emmanuel
enope
do be Emmanuel 11 ni 16 dia na ka ope anko be 11 ye ba ya ye hihye memum first time e be do ade chin ya abenwane ye de ma ya ape na e kada ho twan ye e wo energy sector over 3.1 billion dollars
eka abeda energy sector no
me say eka no am minimal ko 3.1 billion under President Mahama na legacy debt e wo hodada e no de bibi e friend no esla e de ba e say ye gigi to kitinkiti e just coins ye gigi kitinkiti wo fu e beto so na ye mfintuatua sa eka no kwesi kwati aban baaye ena sa eka no kanu foriata odiko si awa ena sa ye num de omdiska ne ye e ka mene ye inti we anya tax for Fred abawo e ye tax e wo hodada ena President Mahama say and ye amende no na ye ntumi nya sika mfentua sa eka because eka no se ochina President Mahama ni wako
na later be ye peso is saying
there's about 0.5 coins 0.5 and do 1 cedi
na nye 0.5 na be 35 pesos or 40 pesos
and you saying 1 cedi
enti na busa say 1 cedi
and I say
emu nye du
enti na be tell say first na auto fuel no 1 liter na auto ne saying
okay enti munsusuye mu no abafom enti ye enti papa now so bisu ebisa say sisi ano ade ba kwa ne bo kosho world market pa fango cocoa bo ba form gold bo ba form but osha de bia green arrow no oh fuel is going up
pacho baby I'm telling me free gold is the commodity what's ropa with the whole world and the gold and soto gold is the highest commodity. Enye fu opo.
Bram pacho opa kosisi akọ.
Oh yeah.
Gold price about for me. Omo ton PMMC for no kra nei obekọ no 1
last
gram.
Week, last
it
week
used to be 2,000 a gram is 1,500, 1,400.
Last week here na me free Dubai buy. Me say gold commodity no me so ko Dubai omo ton no ko ka
kwa so. Pacho enti dey hwe wo world market ne so CNN ne BBC
no
boa.
Me say gold is the highest commodity now. But asema me kan nyina ne say asema meba asema me kan nyina ne say
me busa on say
mama okay me bisa question one answer o
baby me na me bisa question
okay
nyame shira
Monday school no
me na me bisa question no full price no amansan dwa so koso
okay
de boa yen CD a enya ahodin
okay
nti se next pricing window na se ebo ne kosora mo be kan se
nti ya CD a enya ahodin no enya magical don't think me mama unjini say magical
okay
aban papa president John Dramani Mahama dia eda no asa hihye ya waye enene uhu CD no ahodin o aban papa president Mahama aye enafu na movie from 16 na oka aye no e dia ba 11 nemu president Mahama esan se obu oman a oya aban papa enti no on pese ka be mene ya because oni wo china se ka na beda so awo ho aban bia ba se ka no odawa betia na sa eka no eba na emene ya uye adwuma na sa o ma me fuo na o ma me fango no aye investment na wo the electricity magana ne antua oka ya undu mu machine eka obo ejama ye 3.1 billion dollars sa eka we kwan ben ye befa so aye betua president Mahama se Ghana for ye ba mo nchen se no ya ban papa odin hihye ya ba wetumi aye ama dollar ni CD no ene CD no enya enuonyam ewo bebia no osi obia me ntua 1 CD ewo petrol so ewo fuel obia so nti se ne ye turn to 11 CDs a 12 CDs and we believe say 12 CDs is better than 16 CDs a ne ye to si ye yes a we kakra na ye tumi nya sika ne ye de tua ye ho ka ne bi eno na president Mahama asre Ghana for nti Ghana for amohwe me ana mutie me ye de ensada ye ensayem ye pamocho ne akache mo se eye tax a ye de ye ewo hodada na emum ya amende no se ne betumi atua eka aban dada ne jamaaye no ne atua ka na ne nya stable electricity ne etumi aye nhihye ye pa because ye nya nkane a ne ye san kodum so mu a ye ho be kire yen
ye betua wie da ben
oh say ye de esla ne buy ne o sunset clause say after 3 years no na anka esla ne free because ne atua ka na wie so I believe that amendment no there will be a sunset clause mu a say you tuasa a can to some level because annually no your project is about 5.7 billion Ghana cedis. Yeah,
it is a sunset clause in a binim and in economists ni be say other na binim yes sir you be tuasa na I say the contain kunsu
aban we or your listening government.
Okay.
Until say in December na say Ghana for air kasa we will sit down we will review it and we believe say edru baby a Ghana for because say okay ye tua ya bre ye komubu until aban free wa President Mahama is a listening government. Sena Obaya, Otieti Ghana for Quine Bay Befasoa, Ebebu my finance minister ba for Froko Jom, or Nijom for Cotinase, Otio, Moquine Ben, Ebe to me a fire, Ebe to me a boa, say Tieti Ghana for no, and no Nama CD to dollar Nako for Mama Fango near Marco.
Before this amendment, 1 year 30 TNB. Oh, and then Nanka GPRT for no better go mountain.
And I make a choice say sometimes Ghana for nyabotre because time na GPRT for omotofu 16 Ghana cedis no and omoto 11 Ghana cedis kra no onim say no mo person better support ya say wo kroma say who am I we mu omo
say wa correct o
me kai say correct because it be so for lessons say free mu it dey be can na say yes Ghana for yenim say niam mu adding but niema ebetumi aya ebe sustain economy no and I believe say with time no Ghana for better ase no mo egidi omo president Mahama mu a omo NDC mu no omo de sa gidi no beta yechi no mo de mpaibo asanta yechi na yetumi aya san hihye ye we a ebetumi ama ye nyina ye ho atoye because e ka na da ho no si anso ano a wanhwa ahokyira ye ba bekomu asoman no enye ye nyina ye de ntini ye ne kakra na yetumi etua saaka no I believe say to me clear a can be free hope na enye ni nyina po because a can dey to me tie ni nyina
okay. But
once we be able to clear majority of the debt no, I believe our energy sector no be say enya ne po mapa ebegina baby pa President Mahama waye bi da oba na ye production wo form and obe increase your production the cost through ye extend electricity ye see atoabo gas ye see ameno ka say atoabo gas be ye atoabo gas extension na ye benya more fuel a ye be power ye extend grid lines no ye ye niam bebre into no President Mahama wo pepa say Ghana betumpon na Ghana so betumpon a ye sa niam marketing na obeye boshe bia President Mahama share 120 days aboshe no ye free o ene ye bobo a boys no eni agi because betting tax ni hobium ene ye levy ni hobium ene sa niam ni nyina ni hobium eno ti President Mahama was apepa no se obema niam agina na wayama ayefa inflation aba 18% eno kodwoma niam bibia bo ewo form no sa no wayama cedi no agina ene ye nyina ye ho atoye me gidi se ya wote hei eya ode se cedi enya ahoden a enya nnuonyam a ne ho ayefete se na ho ayefe outi we intimo
nana ya
me gidi se obebo ya baso
na gachi bi se menkancho ukan maame no registered midwives for association no ne statement na free media house for no also forget about that woman, she's going on pension very soon. Hey, me kind I couldn't keep it to myself.
On this blue app.
On this blue app. Also forget about that woman. She's going on pension very soon, so she's speaking out of skin pain.
Oh, that's it.
Me pay yeah, me kind.
Oh, but the pension package, oh my.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, 1 cedi on a liter.
Okay.
A necessary evil. Baby, you drew as on mine. O share energy sector no. Baby, a gina se bi ma. I was say, it's me young baby. I mean say Thursday or say Wednesday no. Na mene obi e kasa. Ni edi nkomo no ni akro ka hwe me say. So wo hwe yen ya nua num Nigeria fo ya ye ni mu di agrosresre ye ho ya. Na wo hwe ko ho so ko ye adwuma se de omo nyinam kane intimi nyina so. Ene bra wo mo bre wo nyinam kane ho a. Na wo bagana wo ni akonye Ghana ni. Na so bagana so be ye adwuma wa hanom na se wo hwe se ni ya kwan sitie se de nyinam kane gina so. Na eye na ho na ye ne de bia wonya team se omo ba between other countries no ne Ghana de bia on person ba Ghana adintia if se hano e ka omo bo e de ye adwuma no e wo fom esin other African countries.
Okay.
Na se pese ye koswa na se yenya sa leverage no ni yenya sa enyinam kane ade ye adwuma dia e kan kitimkiti bi sei dia ye din ya ye bebo na ya ye kan sei ni ye bechirim e kwan a e fa so akabeda ho ane e kana e sen ye kon ho a ye din ya e wo se ye hu adwuma no so fa prior to CC data ya wo hono na energy sector no kana da hono was in excess of 3.7 billion.
Okay.
Na ubusa wo monso so omo projections a omaye a fa emfango a omo behia adi omoduma afi mu nso a yechese yibihia sika be 1.2 billion. Yeah.
For the fuel,
yes,
it's about 1.8 billion.
The minimum near 1.2 billion.
Now, a cano ujitum say 3.7 billion. Because last week, Wednesday, many say NPP ranking on energy committee, a kasa peace.
Yes.
More can say, or mume proving say, can they do 3.7? No, the only to say.
No, the
do I even remember? I don't remember, but I remember him saying that it is not
the air on church one person say a cabi da honey 2 point something. And now 1 point BB ababe count. And ababe is 3.7 or so. Until your mobile was so much say we dinanko.
Oh, I
but
see.
But
no person can say can do 3.7 as government is saying.
Martinio person can say. But a car.
Okay.
I mean, utia kora school fees. Now say was utia no school fees. Na utia no hostel fees are. Pa mama papa. Ni na a car abafia was a wedding.
Okay.
I called in him so. I was say IPPs no. That's independent power producers. Omunya sa enkwanshen. Enya sa gidi ni se omukoswa maye sa services no mo de maye na. Omu weni da so say sika bi da wa yede omu nsabeka.
Okay.
Sa guarantee no is in excess of $630 million dollars. But the American no so what dey.
Okay.
San chirichirimu nyina ewo. But omu say so fa energy sector no ana omo PRC for nyoma omo itemize you know de bana. There is no provision for the purchase of crude oil generating power no.
Okay.
Enim until was
but is there provision for gas?
I have to check that one.
Okay.
I was say buying a copesica editor. I buying a copesica way.
Na the internet is a bank copesica editor. Omo empower no from VRA to Gridco to ECG. And so a can almost operational cost.
But say income. So money a buy special
operational cost.
Almost money a buy special negotiations. And maybe a trim. Maybe can say almost special negotiations and it's more contracts near there. Then can't from to join in and pensing new who
ECG for
any IPPs
no.
Or somebody to join in who but uti ni omo kana na chese no sika bi eniwa I was ye twato why was ye dikoto.
Okay.
Nti was say ya ye pe kwan bi so ni ye. But oh de there wo ho no say sa energy levy no ewo tax list no so dada wo. But
na enu kai no enye foforo ewo ho dada
na enu 1 cedi and o ma shoot na call 1 cedi. But the na ye mu bi ye kan say who shoot at the end of the 30 something pesos or 40 something pesos.
40 BB, 45 pesos. Yes.
In Tinkaya, the near can say, person shoot to crack or so cry. It has become a necessary evil.
Okay.
But Enkianya no gradually. Ebianka for 20 pesos, be na 30 pesos being enka home.
Okay.
Then the next phase no. The same review.
The next phase in a brebe na woken.
The entire Casan.
There be near the entire no can next phase in a brebe.
Let me say.
So called the infant or the 20 pesos of a 65 or 66 pesos. In the next phase in a brebe next year.
Well, whichever way they would bring it up. Because one say, oh, transplanted seedling. What mean to preoccupy for them to see you?
Because idea mutual na ye hu the 50 pesos be na as to so
amam no ye hu han amagana for any age.
Okay.
Inti preoccupy one seed na ababos no. Won say ye adwemu ni ye tirimu bebre. What
you think say omoto mo bo ase so ye education and ka betimi asesa bibi.
One other issue had to do with stakeholder engagement.
Okay.
Senko mo ba bontia ba chirichiri mu say ni inti ni ye here.
Okay.
Because baby aye dru no aye din ya e wo se yetimi epesika e dey solve sa energy sector problem na ye wo no. Not just me can baby say even in looking at this no I was so by now no the strategy on resolving the infrastructural deficit in the energy sector I was here the better about.
Okay, one so the for about mo hwe kwan be fa so ibenya oja nwodin ye no bebre ana nkane asem no economists ni bi nso aka se esese mo hwe kwan be fa so ebetuatua ntokuro no
o se me kamba
yes no uni bresa inefficiencies and mibisa inefficiencies ni ade bi ewo mu no se yentua sa ntokuro no dia emfa ho 3 billion ya banjeje 1 cedi obetimi atua fi won so kano besia ba
no kre se yentua ntokuro no wastage any revenue losses, and even an overhaul of the management structure. Problem
can't be seen, but since the be a bekuka.
ibia
me da say
it is some money nyina was but me and fine yama
okay na energy sector no
because energy sector wo there be omo de aye but me and fine because wo see ye dey be yama nyosemi enwuma ebegu
alright
ye dey be yama nyosemi
makosimra
enkan odwane be say me so odwane be say
okay me da say kwazi e kada ho SSC etua Ghana for say one city ne doso aban si o mesremu o telembele keke de ne sabo ne nsayem na ya nso si o enye foforo eye to a na e wo dada entumu na aban de aba emom na nko betumi aye no nkakra also say
I want to understand something.
Okay.
Almost say taxi on the say 1 city taxi on the liter no. Omo the buy say on more the pay revenue they improve the energy sector na say because omo the kutwa kai da ho. Abai bia inheritica. Nti
both ways means minister no on another angle no or say e kada ho. Apart from a current so they need to make investments. E was that sector no.
Yeah. Ade ba ko no say you didn't crash ye ho a. Aban sika onya nyina ye from two streams. Abaya anyebosia or the tax and a generative revenue at the share in terms of the development in Bibia Pesoye. Metueka minim from so tax on. Sabai budget tax said they cry na ka enyem from so be any home. But it won't be being acquire necessary because of how inconsistent in your way in terms of tax regimes and tax policies.
E wo kwan ben so.
Oh. And a medical case media coming in for so tax because I buy na him for go very free.
Okay.
But how one more demonize certain regimes by the tax by not all of a sudden how many months in it? 50 December based in is a best 6 months in it. Okay. I feel everything about tax looks good, you know. That is where I have a problem with it. Yes, sir.
E kwamba nso no mu demonize.
E levy buy you know. Na ya dey na ya tax. Na ya dey. Na and dey na kan ho. You buy 8 years in America. Na develop.
Keke beka say sabre no na ho kire wo ho ene die intino ka say
but this is even the more reason why cry na kini kwase ya deba onim because say we say deny strong and I'll come to that argument we see deny strong no mean say we hear more cities now convert it to dollar na dey akoto fuel na dey ayede aba say fuel nya na ye ka see the weaker and we hear more cities e dey akoto aba say no we see the cry stronger you need less cities. Indica this is even the right time of crack and say guess I want to back a hundred can to us. Yeah, Massima making in a tiawa.
So one castle here more dollar.
Say we no talk or full or $20. Massima making in a tiawa. Massima making in a say never again. Now who are buying more opposition? Me, I could have played politics with this. Yeah, we are bomwa, namuna, but never again should we do that again. Say yenim say ya to e de ebu oman ya de to e ma oman etimi improve na sabre na mo kasa ho cha ba na ahochen who created it for the whole of 2020 for a whole 1 full year my mom even just civil servant my mom found kwache bebre Ghana Irrigation Service there were 350,000 workers for a whole 1 year 350,000 workers angwajuma but you try amaka boso bia etu nso mo nkania na ye just say wazika enyo man zika and this koba e kaba ahochirema na hochira ba na o man na kwa hohiem na ye kwa IMF na one of the conditions would be kwakwaji bailout na say also ultimate prove revenue streams no be the tax about nkani hu e wo ho ne say even at that time it was more necessary than today enne wa ba mu de ohunu say what the tax at full also
necessary than enne na akasa anye ya ye nyanka ne
no you see that no we didn't last one we say na make say if you want to juxtapose the two there even then no sabra ho kira ba no man ne wa ho ye o man ni sika sabra kwa na ehia say obi enyi bi mra ne mfa emo man. And let me state I'll be very hypocritical to pretend say I'm against taxing. Yeah, but of course there is another leg of the conversation of politicians we've not really applied it. Acquire your TV so na theoretical instead of say you widen the tax net no I be akakra no mu an edipin we low hanging fruit fuel the nzo bia ye eto but we know the impact so fuel bo cost up e affect bibia problem ni ho e necessary nana ya no kure say me sorry ade e very frustrating for me yes yedum kania say we are nyina edum me to no se metwa electricity e bi 3,000 cedis na menya quality service I will pay it. Ghana ha no bi ni ho a ebi a o person obesorry na wo dey hensu eme. Ebi o ha boso say the 400 cities abro. Be ko hensu na about twice. People are frustrated and never be we said the 21st century middle income country should not be facing those challenges. And so basic nkania ni nso de ke ho asem kwa de kai. I don't have a problem with the tax regime. So far as said, Nana Yawaka come of Brazil. So
fool as said, okay, you can tea where you could $1.
What is that? Senior Wadani Bruni.
Whatever I'm going to Fool, what's some day? Nana, me need say, so moment you bet my GCK. Nana, you bet my GCK. Now, pass say, President Mama be through office. To say the president who for the free office and saying one legacy and you grow here or the free SHS by that president will be free office. Then say President Mahama will legacy back or waiting me a year free who you do so I won't have any problem with this tax. Okay. But where I have problem and say principles are not seasonal. Just some few months ago, on fire you live modida need also the everything looks right. Okay. Again, so me this what I say. See the no I stronger no one no correct one the waba so. Yaso wo fa wunu oja wade ha se bi oja okoku ofu awe de ofa oja ka so de koku ofu no do na de atwa no omo na waba so give all the credit to them for the purpose of education there me sure so on betima ma one single policy be a game changing be a obeka chen say na ma seed na stronger one good board ma me chawade me ba just like good board these are the facts. One more inherited gold 30.53 tons. Okay. As at April year term year, no more the 31.37 tons. Less than 1% ton or yaka. Meanwhile, our ton gold $2.7 billion, and now that's economy. And do less than 1 ton or bad a bay and no 2 gold that bay no nya gold that bay no toss are gold. Oh, respectfully. Over toy. No, but at least for proper context, we need to explain. Say, not even giving Dr. Bawumia or your previous government credit, but say you didn't come on you cannot name a say from gold board that. Joy and also ton gold no. O ton gold and yes, me kwesi kwa tempted. O ma gold the bit by the at
good managers of the economy.
No, but good managers no out of nothing there is nothing that comes. It is only when there is something. Oba ni so ni who account even koton. Na dey siga ba. Oba Oba yi asset April no ton gold nkwa $2.7 billion. Enti I mean to be fair, so we can take all the credit because cheers are the amount. Okay. But to be fair, no, I say you for free, sir, contest. Again, government near spending. Government near spending. Dollar no, it's a coup for the because this government pay the do. Government near spending. We might go because Oba
sir on near spending. The almost so bad disagree. Ombeka say almost
spending there. Me say me adwuma Ministry of Education. Me say me case spending na a procurement.
Contractors anyway.
Procurement ben no because by the time no, after tender plan be bring we. Afei na abeko through tender obebede ho ahwani enti time a contractor ne bekwa kwa na adwuma wi a o de suppliers e come be obeji sika na ohia sika e de akotua sika akoja ba na sika fi o man ni mu ohun enti it's good
akatua de no ne nkete office administration no de ensure that they enough spending
say government say bia wotua the salary workers o the say the George na gwa be ene je sika hu bia but you can say government procurement say we contract we $4 million yeah quite $20 million we know and this is careful man because you produce she wa ha enti e good me dollar na ba even 4 cities and now 5 cities ko yin ni be je ho it doesn't matter say people they buy you know president Mahama Baso pass with him say me affect me me try plenty it affect me really dey affect me
person me correct me person say
corrections no
just quick one
May 2025.
Okay.
Say President Mahama ene wa bem.
Okay.
Gold record high 11 tons of gold. 11 tons of gold. The 1.17 billion United States dollars ene ba Ghana.
Ba what ton?
Yes. Me.
Oh, me people have more figures
last week. Mining emotion. I was there. Mining emotion. I was there last week. I am mining emotion. Me and Kasami boss lawyer Sami Jimfia Kasai. One of the data of the battle record is to say, or see gold purchase and exports from the artisanal small scale sector for just the month of May 2025 hit record high of 11 tons with export value of 1.17 billion United States dollars.
I know me no kwa no nya say me no ton ye.
Just the month of May, you can't say just the month of May. I say it saying.
Twaso.
You can't you see. Oh, can't you just the month of May? It's giving us about 1.17 billion dollars. Just the month of May.
I'll be hypocrite.
That is the game changer.
I'll be hypocrite. Oba May no. Me no and I too good the Ghana and I only $11 billion 11 tons and I'll toy. Okay. But the total weight of this are records. There be no for futu free home. You can see a channel the key na my GP. Yenim dey see e. Me the futu of the mount. Dollar se me enfem yago. Okay. Most of the factors so pass. You get to say bra.
Oh, KK. Sure.
Most of say dollar se no. The entire American say dollar se no. What they dey ago ya man yosema. About 99% of the factors that influence dollar. You don't control it. Production be na we. Adi obe ya answer be to go no dey no akoto na dey be say o the dollars na be pump. Most of the say spend dey be cost
production but
ya the credit in ya mo e be for say bank na down na be dey e be kire you so mo kuse why mo to aso
keke nya botre menya we Ghana's gold reserve rises by 1.63 tons in 5 months, reaching 32.16 tons in May 2025. So from 30.53 tons in December 2024, it hit 32.16 tons in May.
Okay. So Pacho, this is the record from the PMMC. This is I'm reading from the records of PMMC. Gold board CEO. And I was
gold for oil for gold. No policy in the it means gold reserve.
I cannot minim hunim je so
our policy over 30 tons now
because the minim
say
oil for gold in semi. So what really BOG for?
I don't have more clarity into it, so I don't.
Already BOG for cry report on the buy and the capital injections of Munikomuno was around the region of 4.6 billion.
Running
seed capital. Running a loss. When you say BOG, running a loss. Reporting 9 point something. And the reports kind of say gold for oil no made them run is one of the causes of arguments in they run at a loss with that one up about 1.8 billion.
I've not confirmed. You can
just Muya campaign just BOG for the first time in
they are running at a loss. So
they attributed it good for oil.
Oh, and I make
it's attribution that's
why we have to.
Factors no causes no for their loss. So say a friend is saying revaluation of BOG for
BOG.
But only good for oil.
Revaluation of the currency, open market operations, and then the gold for oil.
Let's say 3 factors.
Oh yes, there are about 4, and a currency issue expenses. You cannot be able to have all of these gold reserve and all of these very good policies that BOG handles and still they would run at in
our problem that's how come BOG.
But it doesn't dispute the reserves. It doesn't dispute the reserves.
GPRT doesn't dispute the reserves. GPRT GPRT funds and some. Let us be plain and blunt with GPRT. Issues raising before this fuel was not about fuel prices. It had to do with spare parts. Main argument was spare parts. what you say. And government does not control prices. We don't operate on.
Number 2.
Minister for Finance.
Nana, so unya buying papa. And she say papa obeya or mindful no ye Gold board na bano ababeye the game changer of this whole structure of how we trade gold in this country.
Okay.
Ye na go school your logic reasoning. So we see who reserves are. Now reserves na one. Na sa bank na or what's our reserves na boka. So also gold reserves. Na sa o de gold for oil. Sa time ye gold for oil ni ye gold na ye see ye de oil no. Sa time na oil ni to ni sen logic reasoning.
Thank you for the logic reasoning.
It's there be logic reasoning they say you see wo gold ni to oil 16 cents and not the same
finance minister no church the
prudent management if not president Mahama Basso lawyer Sami Jemfia Basso she say we and na ye hu sa de ni tani abro ni ebio ye
one Ghana cedi
Elembele KK or your deputy CEO Emma Minerals Commission obesi NDC amanyoko na 9 and akwesi kwaten lawyer akwesi kwaten and subesi MPP amanyoko na 9 nana ya Sapon Kasama for Emma Chief Ala Chevatiti obesi movement for change and I no pay the masipa Pachabamida as a vogue I say I was sure about what I did ya Mose Nedia ya utu I Nedian Tabano Menya Timi to the Tudia Thursday that media could birthday it's batch also quite as a voga San will be you or Pamela Ghana here or be Pamela fair show and no Simon Tete because or Azor fashion school and a fashion training school or dance man friend 0244 155 266 0244 155 266 na Nails and Beauty and somehow we mipa na washe na fatal now they are called kwan bia enuti eya no contact no sphincters go to Barbie Eco Bank chiwa pay or nail section or cosmetic section or ton kente a femien to ma papa bi and on san wo emipa no enso entini ye Nails and Beauty bia e fa mo fe hundie z eni the hair mama for 055 3837 201 and pay me that one masi papa passe o musisi mi ho ma me yeda so asese oje brani yetina nyame adomo a no de china chenya china no pa ya de jejuwa besi abakoso a no ofidie no enna ha fa cha yen se yentumi amfa daru amre wo mame yakona me yakram